Hey, what's up, everyone? Hunter Williams here with SEER Off-Road. I'm here with guest speaker tonight. It's Ashley Peterson. We're going to be talking for episode 4 of this SEER video chat series. Really happy with the way these are going, and we wanted to continue this with Ashley, and we're going to be talking about the women's or the ladies skills clinic, we called it, which, man, looking back at it, that was probably one of the most fun weekends I've had in a long time around dirt bikes. I showed up on Friday evening and didn't know what to expect. I knew there was a lot of girls going to be there, and a lot of them were there Friday night, and it was just an all-around good time hanging out by a fire, changing a bunch of dirt bike tires, and man, I knew that Saturday was going to be a blast. So let's get into the meat of it and see what we can come up with. So, Ashley, give us a short summary of the impressions of your day. The people that were not allowed to come or weren't able to come, what did they miss out
on? Hey, Hunter. They missed out on a great day. It's probably the most smiles I've seen after any SEER event. The girls got a great day of training. I think all of them went home with new skills and techniques to try. Everybody pushed their limits and tried some gnarlier terrain. It was awesome.
Yeah, I agree. I think it was great. What was the background for most of the participants? Because I think even a couple of them showed up and they weren't even sure that it was a hard enduro clinic. I think one girl was like, I didn't know this was hard enduro. So what was the background for most of the girls?
The background is really broad. We had everything from beginner riders to advanced. I think a lot of them were maybe like trail riders, motocross riders. I know we had some serious racers, maybe some more like hare scramble type riders. So it was a good mix.
Yeah, certainly. It was good to see the involvement of all those different mixes there. That was great. So a couple of them actually flew in from out of state. Do you remember what those states were from?
Yeah, we actually had 2 girls fly in. One was from Idaho and one was from Minnesota. And I think if anything, they had a great time. And they really enjoyed the terrain in northern Alabama. I think what we can take away from their travel is that there's a huge need for these types of clinics. Obviously, there's not very many out there.
Yeah, and there was a bunch of hype leading up to it. You know, there was a bunch of girls getting geared up and ready to go. And again, that goes back to the numbers. It was, you know, I think Derek and Gary and yourself, I think y'all were thinking, and Lizzie were thinking 6, 8, 10 girls, and it wound up being, I don't remember. I think we're calling it 32. That's what we've been announcing. So I think it is 32. So, you know, why do you believe that many girls showed up?
I think it had a lot to do with social media. The Southeast has a great group of female riders, and when the local girls got involved and started hyping everybody else up and telling their friends, it really blew up. I think we ended up with 32 girls, and that's probably the most girls I've ever ridden with at one time. It was amazing.
Yeah, that is unbelievable. Let's see. The presumption to me was it wasn't as much about the riding. They were super thrilled to be on their dirt bikes, but it was a lot about networking all those girls together. It seemed like a great social event for all of you to get together. The guys get together every weekend and go racing, so it's nothing new to them. But as far as the girls go, do you think they got a chance to network together?
Absolutely. I think they definitely did. I know there were 2 girls that even before the event started had met on the Facebook page and planned to ride and rode before the actual clinic. We have a group chat going online from all the girls that attended. There's already been talk of setting up rides, more female rides in the future. I know Julia from Saddleback has put together a clinic with Rachel Gudish for November 21st, I believe. So I think it opened the door for a lot of riding opportunities and hopefully future events.
Yeah, certainly. I'm hoping we have like maybe 2 female riding clinics next year. I think they were a lot of fun, so I'm looking forward to them in the future. What about, you know, the male counterpart deal? That's kind of a sensitive subject for some women that are being taught stuff. How do you think did it make a difference not having males there? What was your take on that?
I think it did. Several mentioned just feeling more comfortable having it being an all-girls event. A lot of male dirt bike riders, especially in the racing scene, can be a little intimidating and not really like the most welcoming. So I think it just made for a comfortable environment for people to go out and try new things, make mistakes, and just learn and enjoy being out in the woods with a bunch of new friends.
Yeah, and I guess maybe have you had a personal? I think you've done some racing. Have you had a personal experience like that?
Unfortunately, yes. I mean, I think a lot of girls have. Some guys don't like being passed by females. They can let their egos really get in the way, and when they do, it can kind of make for some dangerous situations on the race course. Honestly, like after moving to the southeast, that's why I've really like grown to like the hard enduro scene because the courses they just don't leave any room for egos. Everybody's kind of out there on a level playing field.
Yeah, that's the one thing about hard enduro. You're not racing the guy next to you. You're racing yourself. So you got to show up for sure. Let's see. We're talking about these women and getting them, involved in the hard enduro terrain. As far as races go, do you think you could potentially see a women's class at the races? And do you think any of the girls that were there this past weekend, do you think they have the potential to compete in these races?
I think they absolutely do. I mean, I think there were definitely girls out there that surprised themselves. I think going into it, we were expecting maybe people to be on the little bit greener end. And I think a lot of the instructors were totally impressed with like just the confidence and the ability of some of our riders. I know personally in the group chat we've had going online, people have been talking about possibly trying SEER events in the future. So it is really exciting. At the very least, they went home maybe not afraid to hit some of those bigger obstacles on their trail rides. So
Yeah, that's something that they can take home. Like you mentioned, they're going to be able to go home, and if they see a creek or a hill climb or something, they're going to be more comfortable, trying that stuff instead of just riding on their normal groomed trails. And let's get into a little bit of the meat of what went on at the training camp itself. What was kind of the schedule for Saturday?
Saturday started with kind of like a meet and greet, and everybody got their goodies and their name tags. Then the groups were divided up into 4 groups, the A, B, C, and D group, and they all started together in a large field, and they got to work on just some like figure-8 drills, basic like bike control. I believe they did some log crossing. After that, they went out with their instructor and their instructor's helper to various stations throughout the woods. And I think we had like an easy creek, a hard creek, an uphill section, and a downhill section. I mean, the majority of it had some pretty gnarly spots for the girls. After that, they came back, they had lunch. Lizzie was nice enough to talk to us just about fitness and nutrition, which is super important, especially for hard enduro. And then after lunch, the girls got to go out, broken up into kind of by skill level, just to go on a ride and kind of enjoy Holly Tree and everything Northern Alabama had to offer. So it was a pretty good day.
Yeah, I was fortunate enough to be a worker in one of the sections, and I was in the Big Creek, I think they called it. And, really the creek itself wasn't even the problem. It was getting down into the creek for a lot of girls. It had, a short embankment and a really tight 90-degree turn. And we wound up working more on the turn and the downhill into the creek than we did the actual creek itself. And, I was really impressed. We thought that the actual creek bed was going to give a lot of the girls a problem, but they just floated the bike right down through it and kept on going. And then to touch on that little bit of nutrition stuff that Lizzie did, she blows me away with her knowledge and her, her ability to relate to female riders as far as getting that stuff across to them. So I was in awe and totally tuned in whenever Lizzie was giving her speech. Let's see.
Yeah, Lizzie, She did a great job on just addressing how like proper strength training can protect your body, especially when you're riding. It's just important for females. That conditioning can be really important, especially in hard enduros where you're out there running 3 hours at a time. She really did touch on some important topics.
Yeah, yeah, that was great. I really enjoyed listening to her, and she had a big part in this as well as you, and I think Christina had a little bit with it. I think all three of you, did a great job getting all of it organized, and really appreciative of y'all three for getting that going for all these ladies. Um, One of the big things that blew my mind was some of the sponsorship stuff that you guys got. I was like, we're gonna make the guys jealous here because y'all got so much stuff that the guys, they go to pay $65 to race an event and they leave with, 250 to $500 worth of damage to their stuff and their ego. And you guys came in there with so much stuff. Do you want to touch a little bit on any of that stuff?
Yeah, honestly, we were just blown away by the support we got from our sponsors. I know Christina reached out to a lot of people. Some of our sponsors were Task Racing, Climb, 100%, Woolies, SRT, Enduro Engineering, Fly Racing. And I have to say, like, most importantly, we had Shinko and Kinda provide our girls with gummy, knobby tires. As you know, as well as I do, having the best tool for the job is so important in hard enduro and building confidence. And I think, especially with the rain and all the rocks the girls rode, those gummy tires made a world of difference out there.
Yeah, the number of tires that these girls had to choose from were unbelievable. So many of them showed up on Friday evening with either the stock tire that they just bought the bike a few weeks ago, or something that they've ridden for years, and it not being a hard enduro style tire. They were like, "Do I really need that tire?" And it was like, "Yes, you're going to want this tire come tomorrow." Did you ever happen to hear anybody speak about the type of tire that they were riding? Did they talk to you about it afterwards?
They did. I'm trying to think. I know there were 3 specific different tire types out there. I know we had the Kinda Ibex, the Shinko 525, I believe, and the 505. Is that correct?
I believe so, yes.
And I know I talked to 3 girls specifically that definitely noticed a difference being on a gummy tire.
Yeah, it's definitely an eye opener the first time you ride one. So hopefully those girls, whenever they go back home, they can realize that, hey, if I got some technical terrain I'm trying to ride, I can jump on one of these and make it a lot easier. And that's just going to build more and more confidence for those girls riding in that type of terrain. So.
And a big thank you to you, Hunter, and every other person that was out there changing tires till 11:30 Friday night, because I think it really helped the girls have a better day on Saturday.
Yeah, I was just the tool guy. I just handed Derek and everybody the tools. But hey, I'm good with that. I'm good with that. So yeah, it was a great time. So yeah, and all the volunteers that were able to help with the sections, thank you so much for that. It made the event go smooth, and I don't think there was one hiccup in the whole entire event. So, do you have any final comments before we wrap this up?
Not really. I mean, just like you said, I heard just as much good stuff about the SEER team and all the trainers out there from the girls as I did from all the trainers themselves about how well the girls were doing out there. I think it was just a great day. I couldn't be happier about the turnout and just how everything worked out.
I agree myself. It was flawless. I don't know if we could do better, but hopefully next year we're definitely going to try. So I appreciate everything, Ashley, and hope to get on here again with you soon before the next one, maybe, and talk about some more details. And until then, good luck with any racing, and I hope to see you November 14th at the Trials Training Center.
Sounds good, Hunter. Thank you.
All right, appreciate it. See ya.